Hello, everyone. Welcome to Christopher's Entertainment Blog. I am your host, Chris. Welcome to another video for Supergirl Season 1. This is Episode 2. It is entitled Stronger Together. And this second episode, I thought, right off the bat, I thought was certainly a lot stronger than the pilot. I really liked the pilot. I thought the pilot was good, but I think some of the problems that it had. Um, was a lot of the effects were I thought were poorly done, and also the story was very fastly done, very quick pace, which was it's good thing, but it's also a curse too because you're going through so many different characters and so much is happening that you just can't really process it all, and it just seemed like it was crammed. Things were crammed in that first. I mean, they're trying to establish an origin story with Kara, her parents on Krypton, her parents on Earth now. She's got a sister now here on Earth, and you're trying to establish, her being grown up now, more adult. Her cousin, they keep alluding to her cousin. So and then everybody else, all of her friends are establishing them, this new organization. I keep forgetting the organization's name. Um, but the DEO is what it's called. The DEO. They're establishing that Henshaw, all these different characters they were establishing, and then they also were establishing now that she's come out, she's Supergirl, so they have to establish that now. So there was a lot of stuff going on in the pilot. I really liked the pilot, but I thought some of the effects were badly done, and I thought the fight scenes were not the greatest either. Um, and I thought the villain of last week, the pilot, was kind of weak. I didn't really he wasn't that menacing. He didn't seem to be that big of a deal. And he seemed like overpowered, like and I didn't like seeing Kara just get batted around like she was nothing. I mean, you can't really have her dominate. I guess I understand that, but I would really like to her be established as the god that she is, the goddess, and they haven't really done that yet. But it's a learning curve and a learning process. So it's just going to be a slow burn with this new show. So, but the second episode, Stronger Together, it really was an episode about her learning and becoming stronger together with her friends. That she's not Superman, and she established that in this episode that she doesn't want to do things on her own. He came here, he was a baby, he grew up here, he didn't remember Krypton. They had that scene on the balcony with Jimmy Olsen, which was great scene where she established that she remembers Krypton. She was, how old, like 7 or 8, I don't know, 10. I mean, she was fairly old, and when she came to Earth, and she remembers Krypton. She remembers how that society worked and how it was, and um, so I like that. I really like that scene, and it shows that she wants to be her own person. She's not Superman. She wants to do things on her own. She wants to do things on her own, but not like Superman to be alone. She wants to have her friends. That's what she wants. She wants to do things with her friends is what she wants. And unlike Superman that wants to do things completely by himself. So I really like that scene. I like that she's getting her friends together. Jimmy Olsen and who was the other guy? The other guy, his name, I'm forgetting. There's so many new characters. Let's see. Was it Winslow? I think that was his name. But yeah, that was a great scene. I really like that. Her establishing she needs her friends to help. The whole thing with Calista Flocker, I think she's great as Kat. She really shows that authoritative glue for the show to keep moving along. I think she's great, and that she's wanting that story. She wants the story uh, with Supergirl the whole time, and at the end she finally gets it. Um, that was cool. The it really shows. Kara learning throughout this episode. I mean, she tried to move that ship and she created an oil spill. She's kind of clumsy, um, but it really does show the learning curve that she's really trying to learn this. Unlike Superman, who really learned from a young age, and she was not. She was just kind of in hiding for most of her life. So and didn't really want it to be exposed this way. And so that was cool. I really like the her learning curve part, even though she's clumsy and everything. It reminds me of the old Superman. I mean, the Christopher Reeve one, the way she acts and her clumsiness, awkwardness. It reminds me so much of that. And Melissa Benoist, I think, is amazing as Supergirl. She really works out. She's got a great smile, great personality. I think she works very well in that Supergirl role. I wasn't sure if she was going to work out. I think she is. I think she's really the right call for Supergirl. She's wonderful. Um, but yeah, there was other things. Jimmy Olsen again. I think he's great in the episode. Really showing that her friends are a lot of the glue as well that really holds her together and are going to be a big part like of creating this bond. Like on other superhero shows, you have a bond. You have the friends. They bond together. They have a team, and of course, she wants to have a team as well. So she's going to get her team and with her sister as well. That bond with her sister slowly coming back, and I was awesome. It was awesome how you found out her sister was a badass. Going to train her to how to fight, and it really showed in that scene with the kryptonite and her sister kicked her ass. It really shows that Kara is very vulnerable with the kryptonite. When they don't have the kryptonite, she's a goddess. But you take that out of the question, you know, with the kryptonite, she's like very, she's in trouble. She's very vulnerable. She needs to learn how to take care of herself without the strength, without the powers, and that'll be cool. Or that learning curve that we're going to see throughout this season, that she's going to be learning. Each episode, she's going to be learning more and more and more about her strength, to fight without the strength or with the strength, to learn other people's strength and use that against her. That scene, the scene at the end with her aunt, Astra, great scene. I like this fighting scene in this one. The last weeks I didn't like as much; it was kind of bad. This week I liked it. I mean, the fighting scene was very cool. Toe to toe, awesome scene. It really shows that Astra is going to be the really the big bad in this season. It seems like that she's maybe taking orders from somebody else. Like there's somebody else in the room. We didn't really see who it was. It's going to be interesting to find out who that is. Um, so you know, that's interesting to me. There was a lot of cool stuff happening in this episode. I really enjoyed it. I think it was a step up from last week's. I really did. But even though last week was very fast paced, very crammed, this one was a little fast paced as well. Um, but it worked out for me. I didn't mind it. It was there was a lot of stuff going on as well. I mean, these episodes are going to be cram packed full of stuff every week. There's a lot of stuff to establish, but yeah, the whole fight scene was awesome. Her training with her sister was a great scene. Her finding her own, getting her own fortress of solitude and seeing the hologram of her mother was a great scene. It was kind of hollow though. The actual the hologram or whatever of her mother was kind of hollow, unlike Superman's um, version where it's more heartfelt. This one felt a little bit hollow, but I still think it was great that she has that at her will, that she can call upon this hologram or whatever to learn about the villains or whatever that was in that prison or whatever that was um, got out, and all these prisoners are on Earth now. So I think that's great for her. Um, but yeah, guys, so much happening in this episode. Uh, Overall, I really enjoyed it. There were a few negatives, um, but the negatives, I mean, were few and far between. I mean, I think maybe even though the fight scene was good, I mean, the effects. I think the effects were a lot better. I really do. The villain of the week, I didn't think was all that great. Again, I mean, we had Astra, but then you also had that Helgamite, which was just another species trying to survive. He was frightening, though. Frightening looking effects on his face. But, but it didn't really do much. I mean, that was pretty much it. I mean, wasn't much happening there. Um, not like Astra's going to be the main villain for her throughout the season. I think so. But yeah, I mean, the Helgamite didn't really do much. Um, you know, I know there was probably a few others. I mean, it was nitpicking stuff. I mean, I really didn't mind it. Um, they might have alluded to Superman, her cousin, too many times. I mean, they're really hitting you over the head with that about her cousin a lot. Okay, I mean, yeah, we get it. I think they should move on from that. I think they're just hammering you over the head with that too much. Uh, that was a negative. I mean, but other than that, I mean, there wasn't too much other stuff happening that was a negative to me. I mean, I really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was solid. Um, but real quick though, Henshaw, I think that's his name, Henshaw. His eyes glowed red at the end. I mean, I'm curious to find out what's going to happen there. Like, is he being mind controlled by somebody, or what's the deal with that? That's going to be interesting to find out in upcoming episodes. Uh, but yeah, I mean, we're moving along. We're coming up on episode 3. I can't wait. But yeah, guys, if there's anything that I might have missed that you guys want to touch on about the show, please do so right in the comments. Also, please give a like. I really would appreciate it. But that will do it for me for this video, guys. I'll see you guys next video. I'm Chris for Christopher's Entertainment Blog. Thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy.